So, in the last class, we were talking about the creation, how this creation come to an existence. So, while discussing about the creation, so one topic came that Paulus Therushi contextually said that look, that Lakshmi was born from this rishi, and when Lakshmi was born, now Vishnu started asking the question, how is it possible? Because we know that Lakshmi is nothing but who was born from this ocean. So when this was being talked there, we had stopped. While discussing also, we discussed how all this, especially how this all these from 24 kanyas of Daksha, how all these things was being made. Okay. Now, while discussing this thing, definitely the topic of Lakshmi that was born from Samudra Manthanam, from churning the ocean. We all know this Samudra Manthana concept. If you come to Delhi in airport, or if you go to Bali in that airport, everywhere this Samudra Manthanam picture is available, or they try to demonstrate. But most important thing is here, from different angle we need to look at Samudra Manthanam. Almost every Purana talks about Samudra Manthanam. So Manthana means churning, Samudra means ocean. Interestingly, if we look at Shiva Purana talks something little differently. Lakshmi Purana talks differently. Vishnu Purana also talks differently. But the concept of Samudra Manthanam to be understood very carefully. So the concept goes like this, that always there is a fight between good and bad. So when the fight takes place called good and bad, Devatas and Rakshasas, Danavas. Now always the good becomes weaker. So Devatas become weaker. So when Devatas become weaker, definitely they don't have much strength to fight back. So in the process, what will happen? The bad will take over. So in order to stop bad to take over, we need something different, something extra. So this is the concept of whole Samudra Manthanam. That's why if we observe our life also, so there is something good, something bad. So the bad always takes over good, or good tries to take over bad. But constant fight is going on. So in the process, a person becomes tired and exhausted. So when the person gets tired and exhausted, needs something extra. So here in the form of Samudra Manthanam is being said very carefully, because the target was Amrita. So Amrita means a nectar, by drinking which all Devatas not only will become powerful, also will be free from sense of insecurity for a length of time. So apekshika nityatvam is being highlighted there, not permanently. We have to be very careful. So by drinking Amrita, a nectar, all the devatas will have more strength also, will get rid of or will be able to overcome sense of insecurity, that is nothing but sense of loss, sense of death. That's why to overcome mrityu amrutam. Now when this happens, there are many angles to look at. As you know, we started with that. In fact, to do any churning, now we need something like a stake or something or other. So they took Mandara Parvata, a mountain, so through which they will do churning. But they need, rope. So what could be the rope? So imagine if mountain is the churning ball, let us say, then what could be the rope? Then they discovered, okay, the snake called Vasuki could be the rope. Now, question comes here. Remember, very, very nicely, between good and bad, when this thing happens, they agree to come together for a purpose. Because sometimes good and bad, always they come to conclusion or they come together for a purpose. So whatever is the purpose for both Devatas and Danavas, that we will go for Samudra Manthanam for a purpose called Amrutam, by taking which we all will be free from death and also will get back our strength. Now, but each one has its own swabhava, even though they agreed. So what are the swabhava? The swabhava of a bad asura is nothing but ahankara, ego comes to forefront. And if you can manage to take care of the ego, the bad or asuras can do anything for you. But if you don't take care of the ego, even if you advise the best, they will not listen to. It's an amazing concept. So that happened how? You can see this here. When this snake, now one end is what? Tail, other end is head. Now who is going to hold the head part? Because the group of people, they have to hold. So the devatas understood, whoever is going to hold the head part, while doing churning, definitely the snake will start throwing some poison and they will be affected. So how to manage that? And if they say that, look, oh asuras, oh bad, you go and hold that, they are not going to listen to. They will say definitely what? There is some trick. Why are you asking me? Why are you asking us? So what Devataji said, look, this is the playing, okay, with the trick. Now whoever is great and whoever is strong, they should go to head part. Those who are weaker, they should go to the tail part. Now what will happen? The bad will waiting, now I am off. So this way they presented, then these asuras by this themselves accepted that we will be on the head part. You people are inferior, go to tail part. So the purpose was solved. Now you can understand the whole logic of life. Same thing also, when any confusion, the good and bad, the churning takes place or you decided to do churning, what will happen? Now, the bird will take over if you take care of the ego. Means how? You don't have to say anything, you have to give just a suggestion. Can you see this point? So a suggestive ego, or you can say boosting the ego. When somebody boosts your ego, what happens to you? So you are taken care. So this is the concept, the first part of this what? Samudra Manthanam. Now the churning takes place. All of you know the story. I am retelling in a different way, okay? That's nothing else. Now, as it grows further, remember, here it says, look, the first when they did this Samudra Manthanam, Lord Vishnu became tortoise, big tortoise. Because it has to move, so they need some surface. And this being tortoise, now this Mandara Parvata was on it. Now, one side good or devatas, other side all these Danavas, they started doing churning. Now, as the churning takes place, the purpose was very clear that all these Daityas and of course Danavas, all these people together and other side Devatas, they started doing churning. Now, if you observe this very carefully, whenever you do start churning, means even including you, first thing is some good thing will happen. If you observe, any conflict happens, when you decide to do some churning, immediately you will have some good result. And that is how in Samudra Manthanam, the first outcome was Kamadhenu. So when Kamadhenu came, Kamadhenu is a cow that is giver of everything. And in fact, that is how the cow is being worshipped. So somebody said, you're holy cow. It's not holy cow, okay? This is the wrong word, okay? However, let me not get into that more today. The concept here is that now this Kamadhenu, because whatever comes is supposed to be distributed. And of course, Brahmaji was in charge. Okay, let this Kamadhenu go to Rishis. Because they need milk, they need ghee, they need everything for the rituals. So let it go to this. So the first one went to what? Rishis. Now question comes. As I said, first churning something good, then something wrong has to come. Because you start doing, you can see when you start analyzing what happens, something first good, you do like this, shaking the head. Then after that, the second thing was called Madira. So in the form of a woman, we call Madira Devi. That's why interesting, Madira means wine, okay? So that came in the form of, a Devi. That's why if you observe those days, when this Air India started in India, and all this wine and all these things were being served in the aircraft, because those days that's why they called Maharaja Club. So all these kings only used to fly, not common people. In fact, all these women today called air hostess, they were nothing but called dancers. So on the aircraft, they will dance and they will give wine and do all these things. That was the concept. Now, okay, let us not talk, okay? If anybody listens to me, then I'll be banned in everywhere, okay? I'm just presenting the fact, okay? Let us not get into the difference. Because nowadays, flying is painful. I'm talking about in, even if I have seen in 90s, towards the end of the 90s, flying in India was luxury. And imagine in 70s flying, don't ask, okay? However, let us not get into the controversial aspect of it. So when called Baruni Devi, Madira means Baruni Devi. So the Devi name, the lady name is called Varuni. So which is nothing, again Madira. Now this Varuni was available. Now when this Varuni started coming up, now there is a issue. Nobody wanted to take. Devatas said, no, we don't want. And of course, Daityas, Danavas, they said, we also don't want you. Because we are here for a purpose. Why to get it diverted? But this Varuni Devi, very smart, she said, look, I am someone, wherever I will be able to give you strength. So I am basically, giver of strength. Now what happens? The ego part. Now this Danavas, Daityas, they grabbed. Okay, you come to us. We will keep you. So that is how the wine came. That's why we say, very big injunction is there. What? Suram na pivet. Strictly one injunction is there. One is not supposed to drink alcohol or wine. Why and how? That is another time we'll discuss, okay? Now, once this Baruni Devi was taken care, then again something good has to happen. Because whenever we do this thing, good and bad mixture comes. It's not that only good will come or only bad will come. Don't think that. Problem with all of us is, whenever we do this Manasa Manthanam, we say Samudra Manthanam is equal to Manasa Manthanam. Beautiful concept we bring. So as in Samudra Manthanam, good and bad came out, so also in Manasa Manthanam, both good and bad has to come up. Not come out, it will come up, pop up. So how you take, what you do, what you don't do, it completely depends upon your maturity. Then comes Kalpa Vriksha. So Parijata, Kalpa Vriksha, all these things starts coming, good things. Now once the good thing comes, along with that something also package has to come, relatively bad. What are they? Apsaras. So that one will get trapped. So they say that 600 million, okay, if I'm right exact word, 600 million Apsaras means that women, okay, 600 million were born, came out. Now, of course, what happened, all these things. Then later on, again, something good has to happen. Then many good things, all these, especially the moon also started coming. Then after all these things, problem started. What problem? After doing so much churning, mind becomes tired. Manasa Manthanam, okay? So you get into fatigue mode. So Samudra Manthana time, what happened is, now the Vasuki, the snake, was really tired. Because one side, other side, like going on. Poor snake, what can you do? And finally, what happened? One side, not only is Vasuki tired, and all of them are tired. Then comes the poison. So when poison came up, now what is going to happen? Who is going to take? So poison, there is nobody to take. And if it is not going to be taken, if it is not being consumed, then whole purpose will be lost and everything will be destroyed. So there the story goes, Lord Shiva came forward, okay, let me take. And when he came, that time the story goes that, the Shakti came and stopped. That's why he is called as Neelakantha, because the poison came, he did not swallow nor he brought it out. So he suspended all the poison on throat region. And that's why Lord Shiva's throat becomes Neela, blue. And he is called as Neelakantha. So we have Neelakanteswara in different places. In fact, in Rishikesh, other side of the Rishikesh, that is called Neelakantha Mahadeva. Very nice place. Now coming to the point here. This aspect we look at from many angles. Let us look at first, whenever Manasa Manthanam is done, definitely good, bad comes, somehow you distribute. Or you keep it aside. Like all these apsaras, they were kept aside, you understand? So some happily, you smile, you understand? This is called distribution, okay, in the mind. And something you completely keep it aside. That's why when you do meditation for a long time, you will be able to understand Samudra Manthanam concept, or else it's very difficult. Then comes Visham. So when Visham means only negative comes. So poisonous that you don't trust anybody, you don't trust yourself, you don't do anything. Nothing is possible. Now when that happens, what is to be done in Manasa Manthanam? There we say Lord Shiva. What is Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva stands for Tyagam. So he was a Tyagi. So renunciate. So more I renunciate in Manasa Manthanam, more I develop dispassion, more I become dispassionate, more I become free from raga attachment, the more I'll be able to take my Visham. So to handle Visham, poison, there is no other choice other than developing what? The dispassion in me. And of course, when I take care of the dispassion, there is a possibility I may, shallow dispassion and try to exhibit that I am a dispassionate person. But Lord Shiva did not do that. That's why the poison was suspended. So I cannot swallow, because that becomes again another passion. You know the story, very old, long back I had told. So there was a king. And the king went to Kumbh Mela. And he saw, hey look, I am king. But all these Swamijis are nothing, but they are bigger king. They are called Maharaja. I am Raja, they are Maharaja. What is there? And not only that, they are really enjoying their life. Now, after death also, they will enjoy better. What is the fun being a king? Now, let me join. So he asked, hey, look, I want to become also like you. What is the benefit? And that Maharaja in the Kumbh Mela said, look, don't worry. If you become a renunciate like us, not only you will become Maharaja here, after death you will go to heaven. There will be a golden mountain and your name will be written forever. He said, wow, that's something interesting. So he gave up the kingdom and everything, joined and did his penance and everything. The time came, he left his body, went to the heaven. As he went to the heaven, what happened? In deep within, he thinks what? I was a king, I gave up, now I am renunciate, I will get the best treatment, blah, blah, blah. But when he went to heaven, the security fellow who was near the door did not get up. You know, any office, you know how what happens. You may think you are great. When you go to the security, that fellow doesn't bother you. He only looks at his boss, not anybody, okay? And this fellow got offended. How is it possible? He said, look, is it heaven? Yes. Then how come you are not respecting? That person said, what for you have come? Tell me. No, I am so and so. Okay, come, tell me what for you have come. No, is there any golden mountain? Yes, of course. I have come to write my name. Of course, you can go this way. Don't worry, go. Complete your job. He was offended. He took so serious whole life. Now here there is no respect. However, so he goes around, tries to say such a huge golden mountain, took hours to go around, but he did not find a single space where he can write his name. He said, God knows, so many people have done. So where am I? What should I do? Comes back to the security. Hey, look, I went round. I didn't find a single space where I can write my name. What to do? The security said, why are you bothered? Then what? Hey, erase one place and write on the top. Chapter is over. He said, what? I did penance whole life like this? Don't worry, not only you do. Whoever comes, I say the same thing. Don't worry, okay? So this is how the usual practice. So here what happens? When you think that this person gets into your system, you try to exhibit everywhere that you are dispassionate and everybody must respect you. So all your practices again becomes waste. That's why the Visham was suspended. Also we take in anger cases differently, but this is one aspect to look into. Now, when this happens, after that, also we say, after this Visham, Uchesrava, Airavata Hasti, the best horse, the white elephant, everything came. And of course, Lakshmiji came. This is the point I would like to say. So when Lakshmiji came, so all of them were very happy. Now what to do? What not to do? Now interestingly, when Lakshmiji came, now this Lakshmiji was handed over to Lord Vishnu. Here we highlight one aspect very carefully. This is the called saying that a beautiful verse goes also, that even though both the things came from Sagaram, from the ocean, one is called poison, other one is called Lakshmi, but it was being given to people based on their attire, their representation. Lord Shiva got poison because he didn't have anything, okay? Whereas Lord Vishnu was being decorated, well maintained, that's why he got Vishnu. That's how we say, whenever, wherever, you must learn to carry yourself. Unless you know how to carry yourself, things will not happen in your life. That's why one of the most important things in life is how you carry yourself, how you present yourself. Accordingly, things happens in life. That's why if you observe in different contexts differently, nowadays people don't follow anything. You cannot put a sneaker and go for an official dinner. You understand? It's not possible. You cannot put a Bermuda. You understand nowadays a Bermuda, okay? But girls can put half, okay? I don't know where from it comes, okay? So men cannot put Bermuda, cannot hang around, but girls can put half. However, let me not get into again controversy, okay? Then people will think differently. However, remember one thing. If things go wrong with you or people don't respect you because some way or other you are not carrying yourself carefully. So one need to carry one's own self very elegantly, carefully. This is most important thing to be done in life. However, when this happens, now finally comes what? The Amrutam. So we say very nicely, now there, when this churning was happening, from there automatically Amrutam came. Now when Amruta Kalasam came, now everybody started fighting with each other. Now each one wants, look, I want this Amrutam. And when they started fighting, so what is to be done? They were running here and there. In fact, from that Amrutam, few drops fell down, 6 drops fell down here and there. So this is called Kumbh Mela, okay? So this is the concept. Wherever that has fallen down, so that is called Kumbh Mela. 1 drop falls, and which is like 1 Muhurtam takes place, 48 minutes around. So when this disaster happened, now this has to be really, protected. Everything will go west. So how to protect? Then Lord Vishnu again became a woman form, Mohini Rupa. So being a Mohini, a beautiful woman, tried to delude all these Daityas and Danavas, and meanwhile all Devatas, they drank. And by drinking this good result, what happens? Now the goodness became stronger. All Devatas got back their strength, whereas all the Danavas became weaker or remain weaker. But in due course of time, again they become strong because they gain the momentum by itself. And that is how this Samudra Manthana is equated to Manasa Manthana. So whenever, remember this concept, whenever Samudra Manthanam comes in your mind, means churning the ocean, this story comes to your mind, try to equate with Manasa Manthanam. That means the Manthanam, the churning, the contemplation, the analysis, that you do in your mind between your good and bad. Okay? Now, if this is the case, Bhishmaji was listening, but deep within, he could not keep quiet. In his mind, lot of questions, as you people in the beginning asked, questions after questions. So he wanted to have some more clarification. So he brought a look. Especially this wife of Lord Shiva called Sati, that daughter of Daksha Prajapati, such a brilliant girl, well behaved, well respected, well lauded, everything is well. There is nothing lacking. But how could it happen that she had to, die with her Yogagni? So she had to kill herself with her, yogic fire. How is it possible? Of course, this is being elaborately talked in Shiva Purana. Very nice. So, here very briefly, Bhishmaji is being addressed by Pulastya Rishi. So, Pulastya says very nicely, look, Yes. Here also we need to understand the concept very carefully. So Sati Prasanga, okay? So one Prasanga, I am bringing it. So here what happens, lot of story, lot of, we should have some music, singing, then it would be really nice, okay? Because it becomes very dry now, okay? Exactly, understand, huh? Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsara Saram Bhujagendraharam. You understand? All the music, okay? Just I am making fun of it, okay? It's not good. However, so Sati, we have to understand very carefully. The Adi Shakti was born in the form of Sati. Again, Sati is nothing but the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. We'll be discussing some other time after this thing. So Daksha Prajapati, among all these other Khyati and others daughters, those who were married to Bhrigu and other rishis. Now the last one was Sati. In fact, Sati was born with a lot of tapas by Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati wanted that the Adi Shakti to be born, but after Sati was born, so he had a problem with Lord Shiva. This is the fate. Why he had problem? Earlier he was okay. Because Daksha Prajapati was putting everything in order. Who is supposed to do what when he got the Prajapati post? Prajapati means the one who is the ruler. So he made all the rules and regulations. But everybody had to come under his rules and regulations. Whether you are Devata or not makes no difference. Everybody has to come under him. But there was only one person who did not come under, that is called Lord Shiva. Because Shiva did not have any rule. And he could not take it. And not only that, those who started following Lord Shiva, they also started not following Daksha's rule. So that became a big challenge for him. And he did not know how to face this situation. So finally what he did, he tried to hate Lord Shiva. So when he started hating Lord Shiva, now even though Adi Shakti is born to his house, in his house, but Adi Shakti also started developing, Sati started developing some type of hatred for Lord Shiva. On forefront hatred, deep within love. And that continued very long time. And of course, in due course of time, especially Dadhichi Rishi, so one of the Rishi called Dadhichi, so because of his involvement, Sati somehow started realizing, understanding, hey look, I am meant for Lord Shiva. And he tried to understand situation. And of course, with due course of time, Sati got married to Lord Shiva. In fact, in Shiva Purana, many points have been discussed. One of the behavioral aspect is being highlighted here. Now, after the marriage, Daksha was very much angry, did not want and wanted to disrespect Lord Shiva further. So he arranged one yaga. So that happens to be on Ganga Tira, which present day called Haridwar, Ganga Dwara. So in Kankhal, you should, whenever next time you people come, you should, those who have come, they must have seen. So as you enter left side, the hill. So there, Paschima Tate. In fact, okay, let me not get into that mode now. That's another mode. So here, when this yaga was being arranged, purposefully, Daksha invited everybody. But not Sati or her husband. So they are very carefully, especially in Shiva Purana it comes. Without being invited, you must not go to the place including your own father's house, especially a married lady. If you are not invited, you must not go anywhere including your father's house. Because when you are not invited, you are unwanted. Maybe because of your emotion, because of your insecurity. Honestly speaking, there is nothing called emotion but insecurity. You want to go, but definitely you will not be accepted. And when you will not be accepted, you cannot bless the occasion, nor the outcome will be good. That's why it's better not to go, whoever you may be. That's why here, Sati, when came to know that I am not invited, but everybody is invited, such a great ritual is going on. And she said, I want to go. Lord Shiva said, no. This is not right. You cannot. But the problem with Sati was, even though Sati was married, remember Adishakti, was married to Lord Shiva, Paramagyani, Paramabairagi, everything is ultimate. But Sati had her problem. Always she used to identify as the daughter of Daksha Prajapati. She was not able to adopt herself as wife of Lord Shiva. Because the rule is, after marriage, if a woman is not addressed or does not look at herself as wife of, but still daughter role continues, the conflict starts. This is my personal observation in India especially. It's not that all the time everything was great. Not like that. The divorce rate in India is becoming higher and higher because of parents' involvement with the daughter. And wherever parents support their daughter after marriage, there is no other choice other than divorce. It's very sad statistics. We have taken a lot of papers have been published in this regard too. So here is being said very carefully. When Sati, because those days there was no divorce, so you can see, understand this point, okay? So Sati always presented herself, I am daughter of Daksha. And she was not able to adopt that I am wife of Lord Shiva. And incidentally, I would like to bring another point also. That Lord Shiva knew it, not that he did not know. In fact, he knew it, this marriage is not going to work. He was against this. But Lord Vishnu and Brahma, both of them made this to happen. Why? So that the child that will be born out of them will kill one demon called Tarakasura. That fellow was creating nuisance. So these people were interested in how quickly things can materialize so that all will be, pacified, taken care of. So this has also different angle we need to look at. However, here when Sati, every moment, whenever occasion came, I am daughter, daughter, daughter. And when this situation arose, now she said, I am going. Lord Shiva said, no, you cannot. Because there is no invitation. Without invitation, how can you go? No, I am going to my father's house. No, you are no more a daughter. You cannot go there as a daughter. You have to represent there as my wife. However, she tried to, logically establish her point. Lord Shiva said, okay, but remember, be careful. And if you need my help, please let me know so that I'll arrive. No, I know how to take care of it. In fact, Lord Shiva went one step ahead. If you don't want to take me, take some of my ganas, some of my people who will take care of you. She said, no, I know how to take care of myself. After all, I am going to my father's house. Why I need anybody, anything? When she reached there, interestingly, when she saw everybody is being invited with the family except she and her husband, she was very upset. She tried to talk to her father. And on the top of it, father started literally criticizing Lord Shiva. And the way criticized, that's why we say very carefully, the ritual where Vishnu itself was protector. He himself was present. Brahmaji was present. All this. In fact, Brahmaji was Brahma. So Brahma means, Adharyu Hota, all this Udgata. So there, so Brahmaji was a Brahma. So in spite of that, such a great ritual, all devatas, everybody was there. Everything was going smoothly. But when Daksha started scolding or criticizing Lord Shiva, Sati could not take it. There is the conflict comes. One side I am daughter, other side I am what? Wife. And because she is such a powerful lady, and of course Adi Shakti, she could not tolerate anything against her husband. Nor she can go against her father. What she did? She invoked the Yoga Agni, the fire of yoga. And in that, she destroyed herself. So when she destroyed, or you can say she left her prana, now this news reached Lord Shiva. And of course, when Lord Shiva comes, you know what he has to do, along with his group. They destroyed everything. And the way they did destruction, they went up to that extent. Daksha had to say sorry. In fact, his head was being chopped, lot of things happened. Finally, another head was being established. Still, it is believed that Daksha is doing penance in Kashi, Vanaras, till now. And interestingly, this is the concept comes, that this Sati, lying down, Lord Shiva really became mad. So Shiva Tandava comes from there. The Pralaya comes. So kept the body on the shoulder. Lord Shiva started moving. And nobody was able to, or nobody had strength to go in front of Lord Shiva, including Vishnu. The tamas aspect became so strong, nothing could stop it. Then what is to be done? That is how the story goes. That Lord Vishnu started sending the Sudarsana Chakra, the disc, and it started cutting one part of the body of Lord Shiva. Sati. So when the body was, Sati's body was on the shoulder, as Lord Shiva moving, so disc will go and cut. So wherever one portion of the body, around 56% it was there. So 56% of the body are fallen in different parts of undivided India. Present day, you can say India. Also in Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Sri Lanka one is there if I'm right. So all over these places, 56 bodies fell down. Nepal. So wherever this body fell down, that is called Shakti Pitha. And each Shakti Pitha is powerful based on that particular portion. For example sake, I can say, now here in Puri Jagannath temple, Navi, the naval region, was fallen. So Bimala Devi, who is the presiding deity in Puri, and this place Puri is a very good energy, very settling energy. And because of that reason, Jagannath has taken over. In fact, Jagannath has literally, Lord Jagannath has taken over his place, okay, her place. And that's why when you go to Puri, even though temple are not allowed, very strict they follow, even if you move around the Puri temple, that city itself, when you enter into the city itself, you can feel the energy different. So also, we have different Shakti Pithas in different parts of India. Based on the portion that fell on there, you can see that energy is till now predominant. And the secret of this, I would like to say, whenever you go to any Shakti Pitha, first of all, preferably if you can manage during Navaratra time, really nice. And there are many Navaratras, like recently went one. Again in the month of April, from March 30th, another Navaratra is starting, Chaitra Navaratra. So we have 4 Navaratras, okay? Don't worry. So preferably Navaratra time you can go, or any other time you go, no problem. But remember, when you go to any Shakti Pitha, after seeing Shakti, you are supposed to spend some time or see Bhairava there. Bhairava means Lord Shiva there. So every Shakti Pitha will have a Shiva temple too. So wherever that Bhairava is there, that's why technically I would like to say, whenever you come to Puri temple, many people do not know, you are supposed to go to see first Vimala, not first Jagannath. The truth is, this is completely different. First you go to see Lord Bimala first. After seeing Bimala, come see Lord Jagannath. But many people do not know, and nowadays this government is really working against of Hindu culture. Like with this, I'll stop it. Very shocking news for me. Very quickly, I would like to say. Recently, I had been to Tiruvannamalai. Now Tamil Nadu government is a disaster. Everything is other way around. If you enter, especially Tiruvannamalai now, inside temple, everything is in apradakshina way. There is no pradakshina way. And the way things have been done, you will feel suffocated to get out of the place. And purposefully it is being done so that Hindu people should not gather in the temple. It's a very bad concept in whole Tamil Nadu now. Because in Tamil Nadu, Muslim people can gather anywhere and everywhere, no problem. Christians can gather anywhere and everywhere, no problem. Remember, Hindus cannot gather anywhere. Is banned. Only one place they can gather, that is called temple, which they cannot object. But the way they regulate, there also you cannot stay in the temple. That's why in Tiruvannamalai, if you observe, I am trying to say, you have to come out through Dakshina Dwaram, southern gate. As per the rule, south gate, who is waiting? Brahma Rakshasa. You understand? What a concept they have made it very clearly, carefully. And nobody opposes. So that's why sometimes nowadays better not to go to the temple. And that is what they want. That's why I would like to say openly here, especially in Tamil Nadu, all over India, wherever you discover, if the temple is under government, never ever give any donation to the temple. Even if 1 rupee, never give to the temple. This is my strong point to communicate. When you give money to the temple, it is not healthy at all. If you want to give to the priest as much as possible. Or carry flowers. But definitely don't put any money in the temple hundi, if temple is run by government. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.